here, just the way it catches the bike straight into the frame. The box is on it. And then let's just do a burst here. G'day everybody, how are you going today? So good to see you. Today we're shooting on the venerable f4 200 to 400 F mount lens with the FTZ adapter. But today we got the Viltrox variety. This is the first time I've tested out this lens on the Z9, and it's the first time I'm using the Viltrox in this high-speed environment of motorsports. Here we go. They're quick. The Z9 just sees the motorbikes instantly. We lock on and we're going, and everything appears to be in tight focus. I'm shooting at 20 frames per second, but I think it's probably a bit fast. A pro can go a pro can go at a much lower shutter speed and still get something that's sharp, but you get the movement, which I'd prefer to get that skill. But you've got to track the bike at the right speed, and that's the tough thing. That's definitely tough, tougher than it looks. Doing a little focus test here, and I reckon it's working the fastest I've ever seen it change focus. And we've heard this before. I think we heard it from Steve Perry that the F-mount lenses in some cases actually work quicker. I reckon I'm seeing this. There's no hunting, it's just doing it. Amazing.
Okay, let's talk about the Viltrox FTZ adapter for a minute. This video here where I was using it on the 14 to 24 2.8 and I've used it on the 200 to 400, both on the Z9 and on the Z7. To be honest, it appears to be working exactly the same as the Nikon version. But there are a few differences which we will talk about a little bit later in this video.
So let me get this guy off here. This is a very heavy lens. It's not great for long periods of handheld. Shooting away, it's good. Learning, lots to learn.
Hi everybody, this old lens here is doing okay, I think. I'm not sure it's as good as Russ's brand new 400 4.5, but I can't have every lens, and I'm not even sure that you can hear us. These Ducatis are loud. They're famous for being loud, aren't they, Russ? Well, that went so well, I'm not even going to try and recreate the sound in this one. Basically, what I'm talking about here is that the Viltrox adapter still has the foot on it, but the Nikon new one does not. And obviously that can get a little in your way when you're shooting vertically.
Now, I'm going to put the VR on. It's been suggested not to use the VR when we're shooting stills, but for video, it's a different story. Alright, so the bike is being captured and continuous autofocus, boom. I'm going out to 200mm because that's just so tight. We're shooting at 8K. What have I done? Woo. There we go. Then they make a bucket load of noise. Now the problem is that this lens is really heavy. Russ has got his 4.5, the new one, and it's, I don't know, around a kilo. Or maybe even slightly under a kilo. I think this is 2.5, 3.5. It's a lot of lens. And I gotta say, besides the ability to zoom, which really in a situation like this you can do it with your feet, his lens is way better.
Now, before we go another millimetre with this video, I do have to thank Russ. He's the good-looking bloke in that purple vest, alongside that other good-looking bloke in the purple vest. Russ organised our adventures out to the track on this day, and we'd been working on it for something like a year to make this happen. Also, I have to thank Russ for the red hat. So thanks, Russ, for the track, the day, the hat, oh, and the sunscreen. And before we close out this video, let's just jump into some behind the scenes of the people that make it tick, and we'll finish off with our final thoughts about the Viltrox adapter. So again, a big thank you to Russ. It was great being on the track. Now let's talk about the Viltrox. Here it is on the 14-24, shot with it there as well. This adapter has performed, I think, super well compared to the Nikon version, the latest Nikon version. But there's probably two big things that you need to think about if you're going to go for this adapter. The first thing is the foot, as we've talked about. It's got the foot that the original adapter has, but the new adapter does not have. So you've got to decide whether that works for you or not. Now, when you're on, say, a Z9 and you've got the vertical grip, it's more of an issue. When you're on these other cameras, it's less of an issue, and you just have to think about your tripod mounting and how you're doing that. That's really the only time it comes into play. Although I did find when I was using the Peak Design clip, it was getting in the way there, so I had to change lenses. So it doesn't work in all occasions. The next thing you need to think about is lens compatibility. Now, Viltrox have a list of compatible lenses on their website. It's probably likely that more lenses are compatible and they simply haven't tested them. But it comes with no guarantees that all the lenses that works on a Nikon FTZ adapter are going to work on this adapter. I don't know, but they're certainly not on Viltrox's website. So these are two things that you need to think about. I will do a follow-up video with all of my, say, 15 or so F-mount lenses, and we will see which of them work and which of them don't. Quietly, I think they will all work. And then, of course, there's the price difference. And if we look on B&H or Adorama right now, we can see that the Viltrox adapter is almost half the price of the Nikon one. So there's a lot to weigh up there. If you can find lenses in your range of lenses, and of course, if your cameras fit with the physical attributes of this adapter, then really it's a good way to add a few extra adapters to your kit. And that's something that you're just going to have to look into. And one final thing to keep in mind is firmware. Now, you just never know when firmware might be updated and it changes function of the adapter. But the adapter does come with a USB-C port, so you can update its firmware. Thus, we'd like to think the adapter will keep up with any changes that Nikon might make in the future. And we can't finish this video without talking about the 200-400 f4 VR2. This lens is pretty old. It's over 10 years old now. Yet I have to say, from someone who's got quite a lot of old F-mount glass, using an adapter like this Viltrox one and being able to use it on my Z9, and the performance seemed better than I had seen before. So for those who are still considering a transition, and maybe they're waiting for the D850 replacement, You know, I think it's going to come at some stage, who knows when, but with these adapters, you can just transition your glass over. And I'm super happy with how the 200 to 400 performed. All right, everybody. Well, as usual, it's been absolutely fantastic to have you here. Would you consider this adapter? Do you have any F-glass that you're using on your Z9 or any of the other Z bodies? Please let me know in the comments below. And it's been absolutely fantastic to see you. And if this is your first time here, I'd love to see you again. So please do subscribe, please share, and please like. And don't forget, my calendar. Yes, on the website. It's out now, mattirwin.com. Check it out and get yourself a calendar. All right, bye for now.